everyone, Katie here with Backwoods Pursuits, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I'm outside enjoying nature. Got a little fire going. I'm out in the middle of the woods. Took a little snowshoe today. I got the dogs with me. They're wandering around somewhere around here. Just kind of out, well, first off, enjoying the sun. We've had some cold weather lately, and it's warmed up to about 22 today, and the sun just feels amazing. But still a little chilly, and I thought it'd be nice to warm up by the fire and do a quick little video and show you guys how I like to make hemlock needle tea and talk a little bit about it and the medicinal benefits of it and things like that. And before you, I know some of you might go, oh my gosh, and an alarm might kind of go off in your minds of hemlock. Wait, isn't that poisonous? Are you not supposed to eat that? Isn't that what they used to kill Socrates? Well, you're thinking of poison hemlock, and it's wise to be cautious because with anything that you're going to consume from the wild, you want to be 100% sure. But what they used to kill Socrates is poison hemlock, or water hemlock is another one. They are very poisonous plants. I'm not going to get too crazy into those. That's for another video. But they're completely different from the hemlock I'm talking about. I'm talking about Eastern Hemlock, which is actually the evergreen tree. This is one behind me here. All of these, actually here in Pennsylvania, it's our state tree. So that's Eastern Hemlock. It's a completely different family from the poison hemlock that a lot of people think of. I know when I mention, oh, I drink hemlock needle tea, people think, oh my gosh, you know, isn't that really poisonous? No, different thing. I'm talking about Eastern Hemlock. The Latin name of it, or the scientific name of Eastern Hemlock, is Tsuga canadensis, Tsuga. It's a completely different family from poison hemlock or water hemlock. And I'll talk about those, like I said, in another video later on. I just want to keep this video kind of short and make a little bit of hemlock needle tea and talk about the medicinal benefits. So my fire's just about to the point where I'm going to have some nice coals. Got my cup here, and I got my little mess kit, and I'm going to go collect up a little bit of water and get it boiling, and we'll get started with this. Alright, we got some nice fresh mountain stream water, and I'm going to set this right on here. I put these two logs here just so I have something to set this on top of. I'll set that there and put the lid on. Let it come to a boil. Hey Jib, what are you doing? Hey Jib, you want this? Sit. No, no, no. Go back. Back. Back up. Back up. Sit. Here. Ready? Nice catch, Jibby. Good girl. Carry on. Carry on with what you were doing. Roll your little head off. It's cool. Sounds like we have a nice boil going now. Oh yeah. So now that it's boiling really good, I'm going to take that off. I'm going to set it right down here, top of these two sticks, so I'm not right in the snow. Take that lid off. Throw in a handful of hemlock needles. And put the lid back on. And we'll let that steep for about 5 to 10 minutes. Just let it steep in there. You don't want to boil the needles because you boil all the goodness out of them. You just want to bring the water to a boil, put the needles in, and let it steep for about 5-10 minutes. And while I'm waiting for that to get ready, I am going to stoke up this fire again. It has been about 7 minutes or so. I'll take that off. And it looks pretty nice. I'm just going to take the majority of these needles out. And I'm just going to dump it right into here. Oh, that looks good. It smells really good if you like pine or hemlock, which I do. All right, well, it's time to enjoy some of this now. Yeah, that's really nice. There's just something special about the taste of hemlock needle tea. A lot of people ask me what it tastes like, and really all I can explain it as is it tastes like hemlock or a pine tree or something like that. It's very piney kind of taste. It's not sappy like you think of like pine sap. It's not really like that. A little bit bitter, not overly bitter. If you use the younger needles, like the new growth, it's the needles that are a little bit lighter green in color. They won't be as bitter as, of course, the older needles. It just has a smooth taste, I think, and it's very warming on a cold day like today. And it has so many wonderful medicinal benefits to it. One of the biggest things it's known for is it's very high in vitamin C. So back in the day when scurvy was a real problem, they would drink this all the time. They would even sometimes refer to it as like a miracle drug or cure for scurvy because of being so high in vitamin C. Which is really nice for it, and that's great for in the winter. I mean, vitamin C is good for fighting colds. Not only does it have the vitamin C, it's got other chemical compounds. It's an antiseptic, it's an astringent, and an expectorant. So an expectorant is something that's going to help with congestion of the chest, coughs. It's going to help you fight colds. So it's something that is nice to have in, especially the winter season when cough and cold and flu season is kind of more prevalent than any other type of season. So really easy tree to identify once you're familiar with it. The older trees, they have, the more of the grooved kind of bark on them, the deep grooves in the bark. The younger saplings don't really have that as much. They have, they're a little smoother yet, but the needles are different than most any other pine trees. Instead of like long needle-like, they're shorter. And there's really the only poisonous lookalike I can really think of would be the yew plant, Y-E-W. And the way you could tell those two apart is the yew plant, for one, is not going to grow as big as a hemlock. A hemlock tree can grow to be, 100 feet tall if it's allowed to grow that long. But the biggest defining characteristic is if you take the needles and you flip them over and look at the back side of them or the underneath side of them, they have two white lines running down. Each individual needle has two little white lines running down it, and that's a very distinctive, defining characteristic of the Eastern Hemlock tree, and the yew plant doesn't have that, so there's a difference there. But other than that, I mean, it's really an easy tree to identify. It's a wonderful survival tree. It makes an excellent tea. Warm your bones on a cold day, and fill you up with a bunch of wonderful vitamin C. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up and think about subscribing to my channel. Both of those things really help me out a lot. I'm going to have a lot more videos, kind of similar to this coming up here soon as we come into spring. There's so many different wild edibles and medicinals that I just thoroughly enjoy that kind of stuff. I'm very knowledgeable about it, and it's fun to talk about it and to try to teach other people that might be interested in that kind of thing. So, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell if you find this kind of stuff interesting, and stay tuned for the next Backwoods Pursuits video. oh no, oh no, hemlock's, damn it. Weather today, we've had some really, I hate it. Why can't I go, oh, talking about the tree, which is, oh, say it 50 times. 50. What?